Hey kids, welcome to Snacky Time Live. I'm Jackie and I am so excited to be cooking with you tonight. So I guess that all of you guys saw our Instagram post and you saw that we have our ingredient list on there and our recipe. So hopefully you got to go shopping to get all the ingredients you need to make our fun treats for tonight. So we have very fun Christmas themed treats. We're gonna be making a baby Jesus in a manger, a Rice Crispy Christmas tree treat, and we're also going to be making little Nutter Butter reindeer. So I am so excited for this. I think this is so cool. And guess what? We have a chat going right now, so if you have any questions, we want to hear from you. Or if you just want to comment on how much fun you're having right now, we want to talk to you and hear from you. We also have our Instagram, and we'd love to interact with you and see pictures of what you're doing. So tag us on Instagram at Harvest Kids Live. Make sure you post and tag us. Do it right now. I'll be able to see your pictures while we are cooking. So let's get started. Okay, so what you'll see here on my table, I've got like a lot of stuff going on here, but that's okay because we're making a lot of things. But I have a burner here. You do not need to have this. You can just use your microwave if you have one at home, but I don't have one on my set here. So I just have a little burner and a pot of water, and I went ahead already and melted my chocolate. So this is what we're gonna start with. We're going to start with baby Jesus in the manger. So if you guys are gonna use a microwave, I want you to get a microwave safe bowl, not a metal one like this, and you're gonna add your chocolate chips. You can do a big handful of chocolate chips right into the bowl, and you're gonna melt it in the microwave 30 seconds at a time, stirring. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what my chocolate looks like. This is the consistency that we're going for. See, my fork just goes right through it, nice and easy. And look at that, nice ribbony chocolate, that's perfect. So we're using the white chocolate to dip in our little Nutter Butter, or if you guys are allergic to peanut butter, you can use a Milano cookie. Has that same similar shape. I'm gonna grab my ingredients right here. And we're gonna dip those into the chocolate and make it look like a little swaddling blanket, because we know that when Jesus was born, he was wrapped in strips of swaddling cloth to keep him nice and warm, all bundled up in the manger. So that's what we're doing with our white chocolate. We're making a little chocolate blanket. Would you guys eat a chocolate blanket? I think I would if I had a blanket made of chocolate. I would eat it for sure. Okay, so I have some colors, gel colors, to dye the blanket blue. You guys don't have to do that if you don't have that at home. Maybe you're using regular chocolate. Maybe you've got candy melts that are already colored. That's fine. There's no wrong way to do this. However you prefer is fine. So I'm going to use just a couple of drops of gel food coloring in my melted chocolate. Not too much. Perfect. and I'm gonna stir it. Kids, stirring is like the best job you can do in the kitchen. It's the most fun too. So I'm gonna stir this, stir it, stir it. You see how it's turning nice and blue? It looks great. Awesome. Okay, that's exactly what we want. So maybe by this time, you guys have already melted your white chocolate in the microwave and you're stirring along with me. Good job, you guys. All right, so now I'm gonna I have 2 cookies. I have already placed all my things aside here so that I had it all ready. I have Nutter Butter and I have the Milano cookie. So that's a good option if you're allergic to peanuts, and if not, this is a good option too. Pick whichever one you like. It has that same shape of like a little baby in a blanket. So we'll do both so that you guys can see both. So once your chocolate is the right consistency, you're gonna take your little guy and you're gonna dip them into the chocolate, like halfway up. There you go, just like that. And then we're gonna drip all the excess chocolate off. So it's not a pool of chocolate, just a blanket of chocolate. There we go. Look it, he looks warm and snuggly already. So we'll put that down. Let's make another. We'll do one of each. All right, so let's dip one more. And look at that. Dripping off the chocolate. Perfect. Oh, nope, still had a little more. Okay, so we're gonna lay that on. What I have here is a tray with some parchment paper. Parchment paper is your very best friend while you're baking because it helps things not to stick to the pan or plate that you're putting it on. That way, we don't break the blanket and it'll come off nice and easy. So what we're gonna do is take our chocolate here and I'm going to drizzle little lines over the blanket to make it look like swaddling cloth, because the Bible tells us it was strips of cloth, not just one. So we're gonna do it like this. Now this might take a little bit of practice. You can practice on the side of your parchment paper if you want. But see how it does this? It's perfect consistency. I'm gonna drizzle it right over, just like this. Super cute and fun. Okay. All right, you guys are doing great, I'm sure. We've got our first part all started. You can see it right here. So little baby Jesus in the blanket. Now, of course, baby Jesus needs some eyes, right? So we are gonna make an at-home piping bag. So it's a very professional thing to have a piping bag, but you don't have to be a professional to make one. All you need is a little sandwich bag, and I'm sure you guys have these at home. This is just a disposable sandwich bag. And I also have my vanilla frosting, which I didn't home make it, and that's okay. You don't have to home make it either. So I'm going to put some in my bag. So you're gonna open up your bag, and then kind of put a corner facing down. That's gonna be like our little area that we're gonna squeeze the frosting out of. And I'm gonna take a big old scoop of frosting. Do you guys like eating frosting right out of the can? I do. I think it's really good. But don't do that unless your mom says it's okay. All right, so we're just using white frosting here. We're basically just using it as a glue in this recipe. So now, go ahead and let your mom do this part, or your older sibling or your dad. You're gonna cut a tiny little snippet, just like that, off the edge of the bag. And then you close your bag like this, and see your frosting? You're gonna push it all to the bottom. See that? You make your own piping bag. Isn't that so cool? And you're just like a professional at home with your little Ziploc bag. Good job, guys. So you see, I've already set aside my mini M&Ms. Do you guys love mini M&Ms? I think they're so adorable and delicious. They're like more crunchy than a regular M&M. I just love them. So I'm gonna put a little icing dot for eyes on each guy. Perfect. And then you're gonna just secure your little M&M eye. How cute is that? And if you don't want to do brown eyes, that's okay. You could do blue eyes or green eyes. That's totally fine. I just like the little brown eyes there. Okay, perfect. How cute is that? Can you guys see how awesome those look? So I'm gonna set these aside so that the chocolate's really, really wet. So we're gonna let that harden and dry on the side, and we're gonna now make the manger. So I have 2 sheets of graham crackers. because I have 2 little baby Jesus, but I also have extra because the first time I tried this, I broke the graham cracker. So if you guys break the graham cracker, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. There's a lot of them in the package. But so you can see here, this is a sheet of graham cracker. It has a line here and lines this way. We're gonna break it in half first, like this. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna break the half in half. Can you guys do math? What's a half of a half? It's a quarter. Okay, if you didn't get that, that's okay. All right, ready? We're gonna break that one too. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, it didn't break quite, but I can still use that. That's still usable. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take my professional piping bag and I'm going to make, you see the line right down the center? It's a perfect guide for our frosting. So we're just gonna do a big amount of frosting right here. We need a lot. Got it? Okay, so it's okay. You squeeze the bag pretty hard and then you let all of the frosting come out, and then we're gonna take our 2 little sides and stick it into the frosting. Isn't that cool? It's a little manger. And now we're going to put more frosting in the middle to kind of secure it. Just like that. And what we're gonna do is set that aside with the 2 little Jesuses before we assemble it, because the frosting will kind of harden and act like a glue, so that way it doesn't fall over, because the cookies are a little bit heavy on the graham cracker. So let's try this one again. I broke that one wrong. Let's try this. Yay. Okay, let me get another graham cracker. Good thing I have my handy basket here with all of my ingredients. All right. Let me get one more of these, break it in half, perfect. See, everybody makes mistakes when they're cooking, and that's totally okay. Because guess what? You get to eat the broken pieces. All right, guys, so let's bake that one again. Take your piping bag, and we're gonna make a big line down the center, and then we're gonna take our graham crackers, stick that there, and now let's fortify it with more frosting. And if you see it starting to collapse like this one, you can just go ahead and put more frosting. More frosting. No one's mad about more frosting. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna set this aside and we are gonna work on our next recipe. So hopefully you guys are all caught up with me. I'm just gonna clean up my area here and get ready for the next recipe. I hope you guys are having so much fun doing this. One of my favorite parts of Christmas is making Christmas treats, because they're so fun to share with your friends and your family, and it's just a way to show your love and care for people. So I have this cool little burner. Actually, this part you will need your stove for, so get your older sibling, get your mom, get your dad, get anybody who is stove approved, and they're going to help you with this. So I have a little pot here that I'm gonna put on the burner. And I've got my burner on a little bit high just to get it started. And I have butter, Rice Krispies, and marshmallows. Should I try one? Delicious. Okay, so I also need green food coloring, which I have. And I need a spatula. And if you're gonna have a spatula, you might as well have a sparkly spatula, right? Okay, so the stirring part, really fun again. So let's let this get warm. It's gonna take just a minute. So actually, while that's getting warm, we're gonna need more frosting for our garland. So while your pan is heating up as well, go ahead and take your piping bag, reopen it as cleanly as possible, and fill your piping bag with a little more frosting, or a lot more. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's get these graham crackers out of the way. All right, perfect. So I'm going to open up my pan here and get my butter in the pot. All right, and it's already starting to melt. We're gonna let the butter swirl. When you can start smelling that nutty butter smell, that's when it's perfectly melted and ready for you to pour the marshmallows in. What's your favorite way to eat Rice Krispie treats? Do you guys like it with sprinkles or with extra marshmallows? Or have you ever tried it with butterscotch chips inside? That is so good. All right, this is melting. It's looking amazing. Butter's one of my favorite foods. Do you guys like butter? I think it goes with everything pretty much. Okay, butter is melted. Time for our marshmallows. Now we're just making a little half recipe here. Normally you use a whole bag of marshmallows and like half a box of Rice Krispies, but we don't need that many to make our cute little trees, but you can make that many if you want. But for tonight, I just have a half a bag of marshmallows here that I'm gonna put in and let those guys melt. Now this is very important, you guys. Sugar tends to burn really, really fast. So we need to make sure that we are stirring our marshmallows as they're on the pot, on the heat, and that none of them are melting. And the butter helps to not have the marshmallows not stick to the pot. So we're gonna let that sit for a minute. And as that's sitting, I'm gonna gather my other ingredients, but I'm gonna keep a watchful eye on the pot. Okay, so I'm gonna set that plate aside. And I'm gonna grab the rest of my ingredients here. So I need my piping bag. I also need a lot of mini M&Ms. And I need Reese's peanut butter cups, mini ones. I think these are so amazing. They're my favorite. So what we're gonna do, we can get these unwrapped. So go ahead and unwrap your your Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm gonna make 3 trees just for an example, but unwrap however many you're gonna use. And this is gonna be the tree trunk. Peanut butter tree trunk, yum. And then we have our mini M&M ornaments. And then the frosting is gonna be like a white garland around the tree. And make sure you have some yellow ones set aside to be the star on the top of the tree. Now, if you guys don't have mini M&Ms, you can do this with like big confetti-sized sprinkles. Those would work really well. Or you can use, even regular sprinkles would be fine. All right. So our marshmallows are starting to melt. Can you guys see that? They're starting to clump together. And they're starting to melt. This is where you keep a very watchful eye. You know that saying that says, a watched pot never boils? Well, a watched pot of marshmallows can still burn. So just be careful, okay? It smells really good right now. Okay. So you want this to be almost a little bit more soupy, so we're still gonna wait, but I'll keep showing you what I have here. So I also pre-measured my Rice Krispie treats. So it's 3 cups of Rice Krispie treats. I pre-measured them, so you could just even do 3 big cupped handfuls of Rice Krispie treats into the bowl when it's time. I like to do a little bit of this and that kind of measuring. All right. Are you guys having fun so far? I'm having so much fun. On a Monday night, I am making all these treats, and it's okay to eat this much sugar? Yeah, thanks, Mom. All right, there we go. See this? Oops, sorry for the sound. See this marshmallow goodness? Yum. Okay, it's almost there, you guys. It's very important to be patient while you're cooking, too. Because I could turn this up higher, but then it would burn. And I don't want burnt marshmallows or burnt Christmas trees. That would be sad. Okay, this is great. I'm now going to add, oh, you guys, I forgot something. Before we add the marshmallows, we need to add the green because trees are green, not yellowish, whitish. Okay, so let's add as many drops. You're gonna add as many drops of food coloring as needed to make the color of Christmas tree you want. So I'm gonna start with like, I don't know, 1, 2, 4. I missed 3 there. Okay, so I'm gonna stir them up. There we go. Look at that color. Do you guys like my Christmas trees, by the way? Is it excessive that I have 4 of them back here? I love them so much. Okay, I think we need just a little bit more. And I can see that our marshmallow is perfectly melted and ready to be turned into Rice Krispie treat. So think of the marshmallow as like sugary glue that holds the Rice Krispies together. That's exactly what's happening here. So I'm gonna add my Rice Krispies. It's okay if you make a little mess. And this part takes a little bit of muscle. So maybe you can start it, and then maybe you can have mom or dad or older sibling help you with the rest of this. Oh boy. Okay, we need a little bit more. And we're just gonna stir. I have to go on my tiptoes to stir because this is so high. All right. You guys, look how cool this looks. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. Hey, let us know in the comments below too, what are your favorite things? What are your favorite treats at Christmas time? We want to hear what you guys like making. I know a lot of our Harvest Kids families have their own family traditions and things that they do year after year, and we want to hear what you guys like making. All right, so I'm going to take this and now I'm going to set it aside because we're going to let it cool. We're going to form these trees by hand, and you can't do that if your hands are burning with Rice Krispie treat. We want to set that aside to cool, and as that's cooling, I'm going to tell you to do something that your mom probably will never tell you to do. Are you guys ready for this? You're going to butter your hands. Yeah, you heard me. We're not buttering toast here. We're going to butter our hands. So hopefully your hands are clean and you wash them to start. But I'm going to take my rings off here, set them aside, roll up my sleeves, and I just have some butter on a napkin, and I'm going to just put some on my hands here. Oh, rub it in. Feel that oily butter. It's kind of slick. It's like a little bit gross, but also kind of fun, and you like it. But we're going to let this maybe cool a little bit more. The test is to have someone else touch it and see if it is too hot for them. Okay, let's see. I think it's good to handle, but I think I need more butter actually. So what the butter's gonna do is help the sticky Rice Krispie not stick to your hands. Okay, there we go, there we go. Got it? Okay. Oh, we've got some of you guys commenting in our live chat, and now I have buttered fingers here. So let's see what you guys are doing. Someone said fudge. I love fudge. I love fudge so much. What else do we have here? Oh, your daughter loves snacky time. I'm so glad we love snacky time too. That's why we're doing this with you guys tonight. We want to have snacky time with you. What else do we have here? Oh, you guys are spending time with your family. That's exactly what we were hoping for. We want this to be something that you do with your family. I think we've all learned in 2020 that family time is like the most important. It's so special spending time with our family. And this is something that you guys can do all together. Okay, so now I've got my buttered hands. Well, I still have them. And I'm going to just go ahead and go into this pot of Rice Krispies and grab a small handful like this. Now, I probably could have used a little bit more food coloring, to be honest. But I'm going to roll these like a cone. Kind of like, think of an ice cream cone shape. An ice cream cone is basically the same shape as a Christmas tree, just upside down. So we're going to go ahead and press it while you're doing it because they can fall apart if you don't press it while you're doing it. So press it tight, nice and tight. See that? We have a Christmas cone shape. How cool is that? And we're going to set that aside. We can put that right here on our plate with the little baby on it. And let's make another. I'm just going to make a couple for example. You guys can make as many as you want. Just know if you set this aside and let it totally cool off, you won't be able to make it. So they have to be sort of warm to be pliable. So think of this as like playing with your food, except you're allowed to do it in this case. Isn't that kind of fun? I love any recipe that I can just like dive my hands right into it. Look at this. Okay, I want to see your pictures of this for sure. I want to see what your Rice Krispie Christmas trees look like. And also, if you want to send us a video of you saying Rice Krispie Christmas trees 5 times fast, that would be awesome because I definitely can't do it. Okay, there's one. And then let's just make one more. One more, just to make sure you guys have it down. You guys, this butter stays good like forever. All right, one more handful. Ooh, that one was a little hot. Okay, folding it. All right. When did you guys put your Christmas trees up? Did you put your Christmas trees up in October? Right after like Halloween time? Or did you guys just put them up now? I love having the tree up. The evergreen of the tree reminds us of God's love for us, which is forever and ever and always going. I love that part. Okay, there's our little Christmas tree. All right, perfect. I'm gonna let those cool off for a second before we put our icing on. If you put the icing on the hot Christmas tree, what's gonna happen to the icing? It's gonna melt and fall off. So why don't we go take a quick hand washing break and get all of this oily, greasy butter off our hands. Done. Okay, hands are mostly clean, which is fine. And now we're gonna decorate our trees. Okay, so I have my little stump set aside, and I'm gonna take my tree. Now this takes a teeny bit of technique. So if you don't get it right the first time, don't be sad about it, just try again. So we're gonna take our little piping bag, remember the same one that we used for making the manger? We're gonna use it here, and we're gonna go like this. You're gonna press gently on it, you're squeezing the bag, and you're twisting the tree to make a garland effect around the tree. And then you're gonna put a tiny little bit of frosting right on the top, and we're gonna secure a yellow M&M to the top. What do you guys top your tree with? I know some people do a star or like an angel. At home, we do like a big giant bow on the top that's really pretty. But let us know how you guys like to decorate. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my little mini M&Ms, delicious, and I'm going to decorate the tree. You can't bake Christmas trees without trying them while you're baking them. Perfect. Do you guys see this? Isn't it adorable? All right, and you can put as many ornaments on as you want. And this kind of, you can use this or you can use confetti sprinkles or whatever you want. I just really am a fan of the mini M&Ms. And I think they look like the perfect ornament. And I'm going to set it back aside because I want that icing to kind of dry out a little. Now let's do the other ones. Kind of speedy. Now if you guys are having fun on Snacky Time Live with me, we want to know, what do you want to cook? What do you want to see us make? Maybe it's a healthy snack. Maybe it's more fun, decadent treats. Maybe it's something that you can even make, what you can make with your friends, or maybe even a treat for your dog. We could do anything like that. Please tell us what you would like to see us make, and we'll do it. We'll make it happen for you. Because we really love you guys. We love our Harvest Kids family, and we're so excited that we have this really cool way to interact with you guys. It's very special to us to be able to spend time with you like this. Because even if we can't be together in person, we can be together like this and still hang out, which is awesome. All right, there we go. I think that's good. And we'll set that aside, and we'll just put a star on this tree because I want us to move on to our next recipe. Ta-da! Actually, maybe we can make little white lights. How about that? Do little dots on the tree. Make it look like it was snowing. Did any of you guys visit the snow this season yet? My friends, some of them live in New York, and it snowed 41 inches. Can you even imagine? Do you even know what 41 inches look like? That might be as tall as some of you. All right. So here's our like kind of snowy Christmas tree. We'll put that there. All right. So hey, have you guys ever heard that verse from Isaiah 9, chapter 6? Have you guys, chapter 9, verse 6. Have you guys ever heard that verse? It talks about the 4 different characteristics of the Lord. Can you guys remember them with me? Okay, well let me read them to you. So it says, "For unto us a child is born, a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called," do you guys know it? Say it with me. "Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace." Yes, good job, you guys. That's the whole point of Christmas. We're not here just to eat treats and have like pretty decorations, but it's all about the Lord, the birth of our Savior who came to take away our sins and to give us forgiveness and freedom. Okay, so we have our trees here. we have our little baby Jesus. Now I promised you one more recipe. And we're gonna finish this too, by the way. We're not done with the trees yet, but everything's kind of a step-by-step process. So we're gonna set that aside and we're gonna move on to our final recipe. And then we'll put the finishing touches on everything. And then guess what? We're all done and we accomplished quite a bit. Okay, so let's move on to our next recipe. I'm gonna clean up a little. I'm kind of messy here. Let me move things out of the way. Put my frosting over here. Oh, we're gonna need frosting. So if you guys have emptied your frosting bags, go ahead and refill those. Have you guys been like sneaking bites as you've been going along? I won't lie. When I'm cooking, I usually like to taste each little element by itself, make sure it's all good, and then by the time everything's done, I'm kind of full. But that's perfect. Then you can give all your treats to your friends. So I've got my little Nutter Butter, and I have another Milano cookie, and these are gonna turn into reindeer. You guys, reindeer are real, and they're very cool. They're like really big deer, and they have like these antlers, and they're so awesome, but they live where it's cold, so you're not gonna find one in your backyard unless you live somewhere really, really cold. Or maybe at the zoo. Maybe if you guys have gone to the zoo, you've seen a reindeer. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pipe on his little forehead like that. Okay, he kind of has like frosting bangs. And then I'm gonna take a pretzel, a round crunchy pretzel, and attach it like that. Doesn't that look like antlers? So cool. Okay, let's do that with the rest of them. Do you guys like using your homemade professional pastry bags? Let us know if you guys have any special fun tips that you use for baking. I always want to learn more, and I know that you guys know so much, so let us know in the comments if you've got some special fun tips for me. Okay, I've got all of their little frostings on, and I'm just going to secure their pretzels. This is a really good task for the little guy at home. Maybe you have a little sibling who really, really wants to help, but maybe like forming Christmas trees isn't their thing. They can totally place a pretzel on frosting and do a really good job at it. And we're gonna push that in like that. Awesome. We have little antlers. Look how cute. Okay, now before I keep going, can you guys tell me all 9 reindeer? Can you guys think of all of them? On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner, and Blitzen. And who's the one with the red nose? Rudolph. Good job. That's what we're making. We're making Rudolph reindeers. So we're gonna take our little piping bag, and I'm gonna make a little dot for a nose on each one. How are you guys doing out there? Send us your pictures and tag us. I wanna see what you guys are doing. I bet you guys are doing an amazing job. You're all very smart and crafty. Okay, look how cute. So a little frosting dot and then a red nose, okay? And now we're gonna do the eyes. So again, you don't have to use brown. I just have brown eyes, so I'm gonna give everybody else brown eyes. There we go. And now I'm going to secure all the little eyes on. Look how adorable. How is something so instantly cute when it gets a face? Like before it was just a regular Nutter Butter. Now it's a Nutter Butter with a face, and it's so cute. Okay, let's get this one, this one. This is also a very good job for those littles. They can push those M&Ms right in the frosting, super easy. Look how cute. You guys, we have one finished product. Are you ready for your reindeer? Da, 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 da. Look how cute. Okay, please send a picture of your reindeer. I think it even looks better on the little Milano cookie. That's so awesome. That kind of cookie, if you don't know, it's like a butter cookie with chocolate filling in the middle. Yum. Okay, so now we're gonna finish our Christmas trees. We're almost done, you guys. You're doing a great job. So I'm gonna remember we had unwrapped our Reese's peanut butter cup? Sorry, I had to think of what that word was. Now I'm gonna take my piping bag again, and I'm gonna put a little bit of frosting, just like that. And then I'm gonna take one of my trees and attach it. Oh, Christmas tree! Look how beautiful! Do you guys know how to say tree in German? It's a song, Oh Christmas Tree. The German version is Tannenbaum. I'm probably not saying it with the right accent, but you've probably heard that song before. All right, so here we go. Let's secure the next one. The chocolate's kind of melting because my fingers are warm. Yours might too, and that's okay. If everything in your kitchen's kind of warm because you have the stove on, you can just throw all of this in the fridge and the chocolate will come back together. All right, last Christmas tree. You can make a whole forest of these if you want. And they were really fast, right, you guys? We've made a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. Look at how cute our trees are. Aren't they adorable? They're sitting up on their little Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. Sorry, it's not a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. It's a Reese's peanut butter cup. I gotta get my candy straight, you guys. Okay, so now we're gonna put, look at, the chocolate is hardened on the baby Jesus. So now we can put him in the manger. And we're almost done, you guys. You've done a fantastic job baking with me. And we have done a lot of stuff. You guys are like professionals here. I have dirty hands again, so I'm gonna just grab a little paper towel and wipe them off. Okay. I go through a lot of these while I'm cooking. Okay, so we had made our mangers, remember? And now you can kind of tell your frosting has gotten a little bit dried out. So we're gonna put a little bit more frosting on. And then, do you guys remember the story of Jesus? He was born in a manger, right? And we're back. Okay, so if you didn't see, I had just added a little more frosting to the trough. And remember, a trough is the manger, and the trough is where they would feed the animals, and that's where Mary had laid baby Jesus. So we put some hay here to represent, or sorry, some coconut here to represent the hay that would have been in the manger. And now we're gonna take our little guy and place him. You can, if you have little chocolate pieces, you can just pick those off, just like that. I love working with chocolate, it's so fun. And you're just gonna lay him in the manger. Look how cute. Let's do the other one too. And by now your frosting should have set a little bit so it doesn't fall over. But if it falls over a little bit, that's okay. Look at that. These are our two versions. One with the Nutter Butter, one with the Milano cookie. You can see how adorable that is. We have our reindeer, and we have our beautiful Christmas trees. Now we can make a little scene with this, right? We can have a Christmas tree here, and we can have some reindeer in the background. There probably wasn't any reindeer present at Jesus's birth, but reindeer are really fun. So we're just gonna like Photoshop them into this scene. And then we're gonna add some more trees here. And let me take away this, and look at that. You guys have completed our Christmas time, snacky time live treats. And you did a great job. Can I give you a round of applause? I'm so proud of you guys at home. So I hope you did this with your families. If you guys are checking this out, not live, please visit us on our Instagram at Harvest Kids Live. And we have a post with a picture of all of these things and the recipe and the ingredients. So you know what you can do? You can look at the ingredient list, go shopping, come back and watch this. And then you can also DM us at any time and send us pictures to show us the creations that you made and to comment on us and to tell us if you had so much fun and what you want to see us cook next. I'm really interested in that because I want to make what you guys want to make and we can make it together. So thank you so much. I'm Jackie. Thank you for cooking with me. I'm a part of Harvest Kids and we just love you guys so very much. We love our families. God loves you guys, and we just want to work for Jesus, and we want to show his love through us to you. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.